Okay, so Trudy, we're just going to have a little bit of a rundown of the IM.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah. Now, I think we should go back historically.
Okay.
So, where did this journey start for you?
This journey started with a couple of friends annoying the crap out of me, putting the idea in my head that maybe I could do this ridiculous thing.
Who are those friends?
It'd be Joel Little and Jeff Snook. They know who they are.
Isn't one of them dead?
Yeah, Jeff's dead, apparently. I had a photo that morning.
Yeah, but apparently the Pope rose from the dead.
Apparently.
Miraculous.
Got a PB in the 70.3.
Amazing.
So now he's stepping up for the full Ironman next year.
All right, so these two friends, they basically held you down and made you press the submit button? Or the register button?
No, they just planted the seed. The seed grew in my head. I had too much to drink one morning.
One morning? Trudy, don't give away all your secrets now, come on.
It was a special morning. It was a celebratory morning, okay? Heroes and villains. Villain, we won, free breakfast, drink.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, saw an inspirational Facebook quote. Woke up a couple of hours later to an email that said, "Congratulations on signing up for your first full Ironman."
Oh, wow. And I do remember that time when you did send me a message and you said, "Shh, don't tell anyone." I can't believe what I've just done. And so from that moment, what was the time lapse between pressing that button and you actually doing your IM?
18 months.
18 months. Okay, so you started training straight after you pressed that button.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're on your bike, right? And then what happened?
Well, I broke my foot.
And you broke your foot.
Well, stress fracture, but it sounds better if I say I broke my foot.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that you had to pull out.
Well, yeah, luckily I was able to defer.
Yeah, okay.
And so I fixed, allowed the foot to heal and restarted training.
All right. And so now let's talk about the training. And,
right. You want to know my training plan?
I want to know your training plan. I want to know what sort of, thought went into that and research and, you tell us about that.
Okay. Well, I sat down one day and I thought, okay, here's my training plan. Do something every day. Most days do 2 things. Some days do 3 things. Never do no things. It's Ironman. It's not Fairy Floss Man. And don't do them real hard. Just do it fairly easy.
Just integrate it into your life?
Yeah.
I think you did that quite well.
I think I did too.
Yeah, you were flexible.
Yes, you have to stay flexible. You have to stay flexible. It's a long race. You have to be able to chop and change your plans. If you want to stop and have a game of pool at your coach's place, feel free to do that.
And have a beer anytime, anywhere?
Absolutely. Yeah. If somebody says, "Hey, do you want to stop for a beer?" Go, yes.
And what do you think that flexibility does for your mindset and your headspace?
Not much.
So, okay, now let's talk nutrition. How did you approach your nutrition? Did you talk to some coaches? Did you, email the people and get samples and?
No, it's pretty lackadaisical approach. I like Vegemite sandwiches, so I went with them. And one jam sandwich.
And did you eat those in the whole lead up? Is that all you ate in the lead up to IM?
Pretty much.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay. Any fruit or vegetables?
Oh, bananas.
Bananas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vegemite sandwiches, bananas, the occasional energy bar.
Yep.
And I think I had 2 gels on the bike.
Yeah, all right. And, all right, so how did you sort of lay out your spreadsheet?
Spreadsheet?
Like, what was your power ratio on each of the legs?
Oh, yeah, my power ratio was, fuck knows. I don't go with power. Like, heart rate, like, zones. No.
What about your chakras? Were they in line?
They were sore. Yeah, wing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, we've done, your training plan, we've done your nutrition. Let's talk about your injuries, and maybe the cost, so people know what they're getting in for. What sort of expenses did you have to put aside for this event?
Well, of course, there's the entry fee, which is $1,000.
Yeah.
Then there's the MRIs for when you get a stress fracture. That was another couple of hundred.
Yeah.
And then there's doctor fees. That was a fair bit. And then I got plantar fasciitis quite badly.
Yeah.
So that was orthotics.
Yeah.
So that was another 400. And podiatrist fees. And then it wouldn't go away. So then there was shockwave treatment. That was another 500. And tyres, shoes.
Yeah, and what, the odd elbow infection?
Oh, yeah, elbow infection.
GP
Fell off
visits?
my bike.
Yeah, yeah. So odd creams.
Creams,
Yeah.
gels,
Yeah,
antibiotics.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon the tally was for the expenses?
About $4,000.
About $4,000. Okay, and you're lucky you're a local.
I know. Imagine if I had to fly somewhere.
Oh, okay, so all in all, it sounds really something that a lot of people want to do over and over again. So let's talk about the day.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, you were worried about not doing Wordle.
I know. That was stressing me out big time.
And so I was ready at the ready. I had my alarm set for 6 p.m. to remind you, but you had already sent me a message.
Yep, absolutely. When I went to bed that night, I started to go not off to sleep, and I thought, Wordle. So I got up and I wrote a little note alongside the nutrition note to get the nutrition out of the fridge.
Yeah.
Was the Wordle reminder. So I got up and I did Wordle. Got it in two.
In 2 lines.
Yeah.
And what was the word?
Float.
There you go.
Very apt.
Yeah.
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 And my coach
Yeah.
had said me the day before, said, however you go in Wordle will be how you go on the day. So she put a little bit of stress on me.
I did say that if you got to the 5th line, you should probably stop and do it once you finish, because I knew you were going to finish before midnight, so you get Wordle done. I think that was a good hot tip. All right, so you did Wordle.
Yep.
Were you able to sleep?
Slept like a baby.
Did you? Did you
Actually,
take
better
drugs?
than a baby. I didn't wake up crying.
Did you take drugs?
I took drugs, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, one drug.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, temazepam. One little temazepam gets you off to sleep. Only lasts in your body 3 hours.
Yeah.
No
okay.
hangover.
And so, what was your early morning prep? What did you do?
Had breakfast, got dressed.
Yeah. Any poos?
Oh, 3 poos.
Just you know.
Third one was only like tiny little bit, but
Okay, and so you got to the event, and what was the priority when you got there?
get the nutrition put on the bike.
Yes. Was it the CMC photo shoot?
CMC photo shoot.
CMC
probably,
photo
yeah.
shoot, yeah. And there was a lot of the crew around.
There
Yes?
was. It was
Yeah.
a great turnout. I think our biggest crew turnout for Ironman Day yet.
Awesome, awesome. And so the photo shoot went well.
It did.
And then it was time to. Did I hear you say you went for a warm-up swim?
Yes. I went for a warm-up swim because it's too hard to take your wetsuit off to wee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just have a little swim, have a little wee.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Get back out.
So how long was your warm-up swim?
Maybe 10 metres.
Ah, okay. All right, so you're basically just getting wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and so what were you feeling waiting to get into that water? Who were you in a line with? Anyone you knew?
Cameron was.
Oh, Cameron was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so bantering.
Bantering, yeah. Excited.
Yes.
Nerves had pretty much disappeared
Had they?
at that stage, yeah. It
Yeah,
was
right.
more just let's get...
Had you
let's
taken
get in.
drugs?
No, I hadn't taken drugs. Not that time.
All
Just for the
right.
record, I'm not a drug taker.
And so in the water?
Yeah, I swam like you would not believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, my best swim ever.
Yeah, because you're not a swimmer.
I'm not a swimmer.
No, you hate swimming.
I hate swimming. I don't, well, maybe not hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've come around.
I have come around.
Yeah. And so
A bit.
what was your goal time?
I was hoping to get it done by 1:45.
Right. Okay. And did you see anyone you knew out there? Like, did anyone cheer you on?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a shame.
Later on.
You were concentrating.
I was
You're concentrating on the
Yeah,
swim.
it's hard to tell who people are in the water. Let's face
Yeah,
it.
right. And
Everyone
the
looks the same.
water quality, like, was it flat?
Water was flat. It was
Turgid?
beautiful. No, not turgid at all. It was flat and so swimmable.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you didn't no visible animal life?
No.
No. Very good. And when you got out, did you have a beard?
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, and did anyone take your wetsuit off? Did you get one of those?
I would have if I hadn't had to stop and go to the toilet first. So I took it off to go to the toilet and then carried it into the tent. And then I discovered that they had strippers in there taking the wetsuit off.
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah. Now, so, okay, you looked at your watch as you got out of the water and the time was?
1 hour 28.
Fantastic. Wow. So was that actually your favouriteest leg?
It probably was. It was the easiest leg by a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so let's talk about transition. How long was that first transition trip?
First transition was 16 minutes.
And what did you do in that time?
Well, I had a bit of a chat to some of the volunteers and other competitors as they came in and left again.
Yeah.
I washed my toes and dried between my toes because I don't like having sand.
Yeah, care for your bunion.
And a bit of bunion care.
Yeah.
I sort of laid, was taking my time. I did notice one of the volunteers came along and just picked up my bike transition bag and emptied it. She's gone, come on. And she started stuffing my swimming stuff in there. She said, you have to go, love.
Okay, so you got the message.
Yeah.
And off you went.
Off I went.
Onto your bike?
Yep, onto
How
the bike.
did that feel as you were getting on the bike?
It felt good.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
I was ready. I thought that I might do a really good bike time. I didn't.
Well, you actually did. Your entire time was great. But what were you hoping to do?
I was hoping to do a little bit under 7 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do it in?
7:15-ish.
Okay. Not a big difference. I think you actually did really well because you said to me, your coach, I'm just going to take it easy on the ride so that I've got energy for the run.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think you stuck to that and you did well.
Reasonably, yeah. I just was hoping that taking it easy would have also been a little bit faster than what it was.
Yeah, okay. So no adversity on the bike, no hills, no wind, no drafting, no sin bins.
No sin bins, no drafting. I followed the rules, unlike people who wear red clothes. Andrew. There was just hills, there's hills. There's wind.
Yeah. And so talk me through that coming back to Palm Cove for the first time and having to turn around again. How was that?
That was hard.
That was hard?
It was hard, yeah. Some unexpected cheers cheered me up.
Yeah.
And I went off again and
okay.
It's nice. It's very lonely on the bike leg.
Yes.
So when you get some cheers,
yes,
it's nice to hear.
And your nutrition on the bike leg?
Vegemite sandwiches.
Okay, and where were they?
In my back pocket.
And no issues getting them out?
No issues. No,
okay.
Didn't fall off.
Okay, so just Vegemite sandwiches?
One jam sandwich.
Yeah. And did you have
one
intervals?
Energy bar.
Time intervals?
Every 45 minutes.
Every 45 minutes. Okay. All right.
Give or take.
Yeah, right. And all right. So nothing else to report on the bike leg?
No.
Okay.
No, all hot spots in my feet again.
Oh, really?
After months of training with the mountain bike shoes and not getting hot spots.
Yep.
Suddenly the hot spots returned at about 140 k's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I had to unclip a few times and yeah.
Did you get off the bike at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And so how did it feel coming down the Esplanade on your bike?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was some fairly loud cheering from the CMC crew, which brightened me up considerably.
Yep.
It was, amazing.
Yeah. And so you didn't fall off your bike when you dismounted?
No, I didn't fall off my bike.
Good. Did you have to run somewhere? Or can you ride up to transition?
No, you have to get off. Then you run just a little way and then bike catchers come and take your bike. And
right.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Bike catchers when you do the IM, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like flying first class.
Yeah.
So it would be hard to go back to 70.3 now because I'm used to a certain level of assistance.
Did everyone hear that? Trudy is, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the second transition. How long did you spend in transition?
Well, 18, 19 minutes-ish.
Yeah, and so tell me, what did you cook?
I prepared a roast. Served that up to the other competitors as they came in.
And so you got out your list and you went through that methodically, obviously.
I did, yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a few things that might have been on your list that you thought you might forget.
Remove my heart rate monitor because on long runs that really chafes.
Yep.
So I followed the list and took that off.
And yeah.
Dry my feet, a little bit sweaty on the bike. Put Band-Aids on the 2 toes that sometimes feel like they might blister.
Yep.
Vaseline on all the other toes.
Yep.
Socks, shoes.
Nutrition in transition?
Yeah, ate another banana.
And another banana.
Yeah.
Okay. And so off you went out of transition. How did those legs feel?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the first 2 kilometres, I thought I was just going to die.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way I'm going to make this. Until I saw the crew there at about the 5 or 6, I don't know how many kilometres.
It was about 4.5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to hit Joel.
I got to hit Joel. Yeah. That cheered me up a lot.
Yeah.
What didn't cheer me up was, I can't remember who calling out saying you're nearly there. Coach. Because I wasn't nearly there.
Well, you're 2/3 down. Like, you are nearly there. Like,
I was halfway through the first lap.
It's all relative, okay? And so talk us through the laps.
Lap 1, really hard.
Yep.
Really hard. Didn't think I was going to be able to make 4 laps.
Yep.
Lap 2 got a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Lap 3, I was prepared for lap 3 to be pretty crap because Jazz had said that was the crap lap.
Right.
But it wasn't that bad.
Okay. What made it not so bad? You found your rhythm?
Just because it was getting closer
and
because I was seeing the crew every 5K.
Yeah.
And then I was seeing my coach, you, up in the dark.
Yeah.
And another friend up in the dark as well.
Yeah.
So it's
a lonely stretch.
It is a lonely stretch. So if you've got friends that you can run into in the dark, it helps a lot.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Coke in my personal needs.
Okay. And
It's
so
the only bit of nutrition at that stage that I liked. It's hard to say Coke is nutrition, but
yeah. And when you went through an aid station, did you stop?
yes.
Yeah.
Walked through all the aid stations.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't want to eat or drink, so I just walked anyway.
Yeah.
Because that was my plan.
Yeah.
I got to stick to my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're getting to the pointy end now. So coming back from that last turnaround at the airport and moving down into the Esplanade, talk through that feeling.
Well, I think coming along past where the crew was, because they'd all packed up by that stage to go and get ready. Yeah. So that was kind of like, oh my God, there's not much further to go. You come past the rowdy bit of the Esplanade, the rattle and hum, and everybody's yelling out.
Yeah.
And they know you're on your last lap, finally, because they've been asking you for 3 laps. So they're all getting cheered, and all of a sudden, there's no pain in my body. The feet don't hurt, the eyebrows don't hurt, the nose doesn't hurt, the earlobes don't hurt, nothing hurts. And my speed gets fast. Yeah. And you run around and you come into the finishing chute, and it's unbelievable. Yeah. You cannot describe the feeling. Yeah. So good. Yeah. And then I see my eldest son. Yeah. And I hear the crew. And so I turn and I point to the crew and give them a big love heart sign because they got me through.
And at that point,
I unfortunately snubbed the Australian Ironman champion, Sarah Crowley. But we've had words since.
Have you?
Yes, we've exchanged words since, and she said, "Oh well, I tried.
No
Congratulations."
hard feelings.
Yeah, she said no hard feelings.
When you beat her, she might be a bit cranky.
Yeah.
And so you actually didn't hear what you wanted to hear.
No, I didn't hear Trudy True and You Are an Ironman.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you did manage the energy to do a high jump, a Toyota high jump.
Mid-height. Not really high.
Which has been utilised quite a lot ever since in all sorts of photos.
Actually, Clary, could I have a copy of that? I can't manage to take a screenshot well enough.
And so, having passed over the finish line, you've been given the You Are an Ironman. What's going through your head?
What's going through my head is I need another 300 metres to get a marathon distance on my Garmin. So I just ran around the...
You didn't think to stretch it out to an ultra?
Well, technically it was over 4.2. I think it was 42.25 or something.
I actually did more than Sarah Crowley.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, I would have, yeah. I don't think she ran around the food tent.
No.
So I did do further than her, so technically I'll win.
Yeah. And so you got your towel and you got your medal.
Yep. I've got my finishers shirt.
Yep. Yep. And what was in your head then? Like, I know that when I saw you, you were a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, I did have a bit of a dizzy spell.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in my head.
Yeah, blank.
Couldn't eat.
Empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like, my favourite post-big event food, hot chips.
Yeah.
Couldn't stomach them. No.
Yeah.
All I wanted was a cup of tea.
Yeah. And you had that when you got home.
I did. Had
Yeah.
a cup of tea
So
when I
straight
got home.
home. And so waking up the next morning, how did it feel?
Things were tender. Lots of things were tender.
Yeah.
I needed to do a wee. Didn't want to get it. This is 4:30, mind you. Too.
Yeah.
Body clock is still going, oh, better wake up and train. So I just wriggled in bed until I couldn't hold off any longer, and then I had to put the feet on the ground and get to the toilet. And that was a lot of holding onto walls and rails and things like that. But it got better.
Yeah.
Spent most of the day on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a massage?
Had a massage.
Yeah, that was
late
good.
in the afternoon. That was good.
Had CMC breakfast?
CMC breakfast in the morning, also fun.
Yeah. Did you eat a lot that day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not a huge amount, but yeah, probably more than normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think you're the awe of everybody. Absolutely massive congratulations, Truan, because you are an Ironman and an Iron bitch. And absolute 100% kudos to you because you made it look easy.
I really don't think I made it look easy.
Now, do you want to just repeat what you said to me off camera? She said...
I said I wouldn't rule out doing another one.